Hey everyone, Combo here, back with another Empires and Puzzles video, and today we are in Attack Boost War. I am going to feature my 6 war flags with commentary. If you do enjoy this video or find it helpful, hit that like button, make sure you subscribe to my channel, and turn that notification bell on so you can be alerted of when I drop new content. Without further ado, let's get into my 6 war flags. With my first flag, we're going to bring my Astro Dwarf and Woodland Fawn team up against this Hrothgar tank team. They've also got Rohan Zalki, Li Q, Sludges, and Ceres. Let's see how this first flag here goes, but all 5 of my heroes will have a 100% chance to resist both the instant mana reduction and the negative mana ailment from Hrothgar. I am going to start off with the 3 reds in the middle, I think, or maybe the greens, actually. Actually, you know what? Let's start off with the 3 yellows all the way on the right horizontally. That will set off a little cascade of reds underneath, and then hopefully we can get some more tiles that will help us. Nice cascade with the purples. All right. Let's match these 3 purples up top on the right, setting off that cascade of blues underneath. Now I'm going to match the 3 purples on the left before they get separated from matching the others. Let's match the 3 greens now. That might set off Hrothgar, not quite. I am going to match the 3 purples now. That's going to give me both Tamlin and Vard. And let's use Tamlin and Vard first. Or Tamlin first and then Vard. And actually, that silenced almost everybody because of Hrothgar's passive where he cleanses an ailment, and Tamlin has that secondary effect that when the effect from the extra special skill damage does get cleansed or removed, then everybody gets silenced. Rohan Zalki did not get silenced, though. Alright, let's use Vard now, and then I'm going to match the 3 greens up against Sludges. That's going to give me Bramble and Peregrine, I believe. Perfect. Now, let's hit the 3 on the left over here. Let's use Bramble first and then Peregrine. Rohan Zalki is going to go off, but that's okay. Let's match these 3 reds, setting off that cascade of blues and purples underneath. Nice cascading, and Hrothgar is dead. I'm actually going to use Ixen on the left over here so that we can kill the 2 War of 3 Kingdoms heroes. Now we can just ghost tiles for the most part. Let's match these purples and blues first, though. How many more turns are they silenced for? 3 more turns. That's awesome. Okay. Let's use Vard, and then I'm going to ghost these 3 green tiles. Nice cascade of purples, and this might end the battle. Let's use Bramble first, and then Tamlin. And Peregrine. And that is going to do it. All right, we are 1 for 1 to start off this war. With my next flag, we're going to bring Nautica to speed up Grimsteel and Bernadette, and then I've also got Ceres and Daemon against this Guruk tank team. Daemon does make it so that Guruk cannot cast the Slime Revised status effect, and then I've also got Ceres for some silencing, and then ideally, if I can get enough reds after Nautica goes off, then we can get Bernadette to turn everybody into paintings. I am going to start off with the 3 greens on the right, I think, over here. Yeah. I'm going to match the 4 purples on the top left. That's going to make it so I can match 3 reds next turn, and then it's going to set off a cascade so I can match some reds the following turn as well. Before I do that, let's match these 4 blues. I'm not going to be able to get Damon off before Gurik anyway, but that's okay. But I do want to match the 4 blues again here in the middle. It's going to set off Gurik. Let's match the 3 reds on the bottom now. And then I'm going to use Damon on Dark Lord, actually. I don't want the curse and poison damage from him and the negative mana ailment. Now let's match the 3 reds, and then I can use... don't set off Ceres, too. Thank you. Whew. That would have been a bad idea. Okay. But we can use Ceres against Ceres. Let's use Grimsteel first, and then Nautica, and actually we're going to be able to get Bernadette as well. Interesting that Damon makes it so nobody can cast status effects from their special skill, but because of Dark Lord's passive being that curse damage, it still went off, but that's alright. I'm going to use Bernadette first. Let's turn everybody into paintings. And then I'm going to use Ceres on Ceres. And this should hit everybody else as well. And then everybody else is going to get wither effects. Perfect. Okay. Now, I am going to match the 3 purples on the right over here. How many more turns do they have the slime revive status? 5 more turns. There's no way I'm not going to be able to kill Gurik before that ends. We should be able to kill him before he comes out of that slime revive status, though. Although, he still has the slime revive status? Nope, he does not. Okay. Let's use Nautica here, and then I match these 3 blues in the middle, setting up that cascade of yellows and greens, and Gurik is dead. Let's match these 3 reds. Yeah. Now let's use Bernadette. And then I think I'm going to use Damon on Dark Lord, see if we can kill him before he gives me that curse damage again. Now let's match these 3 reds, and then I am going to use Ceres on... I think I might wait a turn to guarantee that at least one person will have more than 50% damage, and whoever that hero is all the way on the right, which I think is Lee Q, is who I'll use it on. Let's hit this green dragon. That's going to give me Grimsteel again. And now we can use Grimsteel first and then Ceres. Alright, and that is going to end the battle. We are 2 for 2 now. With my third flag, we're going to go up against this Gold Drip tank team. They've also got Ronzo Key, Dulafler, Sable, and EQ. I've got 4 Garrison Guard members, and then I've also got Toon Richard. I've got my Garrison Guard heroes because 2 of them have those Mega Minions that safely cleanse at the end of each turn, and Gold Drip casts that Greed on one enemy, and then he also casts bleed damage on everybody as well, so I want to make sure that that does not become a factor. All right, very nice board to start. And we've got a yellow diamond, but I think I'm going to match the 3 purples first horizontally to set off the cascade of the yellow diamond. Now, let's match these 4 greens. I'm not setting off the yellow diamond. I only need 3 more yellows to get my 2 yellow specials. So let's match the 4 green. Actually, you know what? Let's match the reds and greens up the middle together. That's going to be better for me, I think. I was hoping to get a yellow somewhere in there. Actually, we can match the 3 reds together to set off that cascade of yellows, which will give me... And we got another yellow diamond as a cascade. All right. But that's going to give me Shimmer Scale and Rosalind. Let's use Rosalind first, and then a Shimmer Scale on the 3 on the right. Definitely want to get rid of the Reviver first if we can. And then I think I'm going to hit the yellow diamond again. Yeah, because Shimmer Scale did not get a Mega Minion. Should have waited to use a special, but because of the greed factor, but that's going to get cleansed right now from the Mega Minion. Or it should have. It did not. Oh, because Rosalind can't get a Mega Minion either, so I have to wait out these 4 turns. Alright, that's my bad on that. Let's hold off on using my 2 yellows. I'm going to hit this purple dragon. It's going to set off the cascade of greens, and some more blues as well, and Gold Drip is dead, so he cannot go off. Perfect. At least he's dead for now. Sable's going to revive him eventually. Let's use Fergus to reduce some mana and get our Mega Minion for him. I'm going to hold off on Kolya and Shimmer Scale and Rosalind. I think it's probably 1 more turn for the greed. 2 more turns. Okay. We can use Richard. Actually, I might as well wait for him also. Let's match some tiles that are for colors that I don't have. I'm going to match these reds and purples on the left over here. I really need those safely cleansing Mega Minions. Alright, I am going to match these 3 reds up against Dulafler. Okay. Oh, Shimmer Scale's dead. That's not ideal. Everybody else, please stay alive. Thank you. All right, let's heal with Rosalind and use Kolya. And I'm going to hit this green diamond. That's going to give me Kolya special again. I'm going to wait to use Richard, I think. Yeah. Oh, if you could kill Dulafler with that cascade, that would have been awesome, but we were not able to. Alright, Gold Drip went off, and the Greed went onto Kolya, so we can use him right now. Now that Sable is back, we can use some specials, although they have that Firestorm ward for 4 more turns. Yeah, I need to just use Richard. We're going to hold off on using Rosalind until the greed factor gets cleansed. I'm going to match the 4 blues, I think. Yeah. Alright, so the greed is gone. Let's use Rosalind now. And I'm going to match the 4 greens. Need one more yellow to get Rosalind's special again, and we did just get those. Okay, cool. Now let's hit these dragons over here. It's also going to set off Lee Q. I really hope everybody else is still alive. Oh boy. All right. Let's use Rosalind and Fergus. And then probably should have held off on Fergus because of the taunt. That's my bad on that. Let's match the 3 blues. It'll give me Richard. I'm going to wait till Sable comes out of the ghost form to use Richard, though. How many more turns are they in the ghost form for? Alright, 2 more turns. I need to get this battle moving along, though. Let's match these 3 greens up against Gold Drip. That's going to give me Kolya. I'm going to hold off on Kolya and Richard. How many more turns is the taunt for? 2 more turns. Okay. Let's match the 3 purples here. I'm actually going to use... No, I'm not going to use Richard over there. Man. Let's match the 3 reds up against Lee Q. I really hope this does not set him off again. It did not. Good. Okay. Now, let's use Kolya. Get that full Mega Minion. We got to get this battle moving for sure, though. And let's use Richard's main part on Lee Q. Let's match these 3 reds up against Gold Drip. I am not feeling good about how this battle is going right now. Let's match these 3 purples. I need to heal again. Richard's gonna die, isn't he? Okay, no, he's not. Alright, so we've just got Fergus and Kolya left. They're both about to die, though. How many more health does Gold Drip have left? 42. We need like 1 more tile to kill him, which I think I might do with these 3 blues on the top left. And then I'm going to have to flee before Sable goes off again. Unless if... or depending on how the timer works out. Although we got hit and lost anyway. Okay. At least we were able to take out the tank. Not happy with how that battle went, but at least it's a manageable clean. Next up. With my 4th flag, we're going to bring 3 purples and 2 greens up against this Quarry Tank team. They've also got Astrid, Lee Q, Dueler Filler, and Ceres. I've got my own Dueler Filler who will heal and make it so that I cannot gain any ailments. I've got Mortawitch and Grovert for some Mega Fiends, Fungustine as a healer, and for the Sticky Surface, which will steal growth effects after Cora goes off. And then we've got Medea for the Shifting Miles attack. Definitely feeling confident about this team. I am going to start off with these 3 reds right up the middle against Fergus. Nice cascade of greens. Let's match these 3 blues up against Quarry. Nice cascade of greens again. And let's match those 3 greens in the middle now. That's going to give me Fungustine and Grovert. Let's heal with Fungustine first and get that sticky surface. I'm going to put the first Mega Fiend on Astrid, I think, here. And then let's match these 4 purples up against Quarry, see if that kills him, or close to it. Not quite. But these 3 green tiles, I think, should do the trick. Or do I want to match the 4, or the 3 purples, rather? Now, let's match the 3 greens. Yep, that was enough to kill him. Perfect. Okay. Now, let's match these 3 purples on the top over here. We've got Dueler Filler and Medea we can use now. I'm going to use the Shifting Mouse attack on their Dueler Filler, I think. Yeah. And the Mana Shield prevented the mouse attack. That's a bummer. All right, let's match these greens over here. And that should give us Grovert again. Perfect. Let's put the second Mega Fiend on Lee Q, I think. Actually, you know what? I'm going to not put it on Lee Q in case if he ever gets taunt. And I need to put a Mega Fiend on him anyway. Let's put this one on Ceres. Now, I want to match these 3 yellows in the middle here. Yeah. I really need some purple tiles or some greens. Ceres is going to go off anyway in the next turn or two, so I think I'm just going to hit him with tiles with these 3 yellows. And hope he does not target somebody with more than 50% mana, thank you. And I've got the ailment immunity anyway, so that actually worked out great. Let's match these greens up against Ceres. Yeah. Astrid might be dead in the next turn or two. Okay. Let's use Fungustine first. And then I'm going to hold off on putting this next Mega Fiend on somebody until the next turn. Or after Dueler Filler goes off. I'm going to stay away from Dueler Filler so that she doesn't heal that Mega Fiend from Astrid. Let's match the 3 blues up against Elite Q. Not ideal to set him off, but I definitely need to stay away from that right side. And we got a nice cascade to get Mortar Witch's Mega Fiend. Perfect. We've got 2 Mega Fiends we can use, although Lee Q has the taunt, unfortunately. So let's use Mortar Witch on them. And then I'm going to match these 4 purples. Let's use Dueler Floor to heal. And to give me the ailment immunity, I'm going to use Medea on... Actually, something just happened where the taunt went away. Or I stole the taunt. It actually went over to Medea. Oh, it was the sticky surface. That's awesome. Okay, cool. All right. Got confused for a second. Sorry about that. Let's use Medea on Dueler Floor now, actually. See if it works this time or if the Mana Shield blocks it. And it did work. Okay, cool. Now we can use Grovert on her and then match these reds and greens. This battle's going to go pretty smooth from here on out. Let's use Fungustine to heal. Goes to these yellow tiles in the middle. Nice cascading, and this battle should be over right now. Perfect. Okay, we are 3 for 4 now. With my next flag, we're going to bring 3 blues and 2 purples against this Hogni tank team. They've also got Astrid, Liku, Fungustine, and Medea. I've got my own Hogni. I've also got Thalassa as a healer, Sable as a reviver, cleanser, and healer, Medea for the shifting miles attack, and Sartana as a hard-hitting sniper. Let's see how this 5th flag here goes. All right, not a great board to start here, unfortunately. Let's start off with... Gonna have to do some cascading so that we can get some tiles that are in our favor. I'm gonna match the 3 reds on the left so we can set off that cascade of yellows. 1 purple, a couple blues, and some more purples. That worked out awesome. Okay, now, can I set up a purple diamond? I don't think I can. I have a lot of purples in there, but yeah, we're not gonna be able to set up a purple diamond, unfortunately. I would like to get Medea before Hogni goes off. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to, but let's start off with these 3 or 4 purples on the very bottom. Yeah, Hogni's gonna go off. All right. Well, at least we'll get our purples right after. I'm going to match these 3 yellows all the way on the left to set off the cascade of purples directly after. Alright, finally got a couple blues. Now, let's use Sartana on Astrid, especially since she does extra damage to Holy. And then I think I'm going to use the Shifting Miles attack on Lee Q. Yeah. And then I'm going to hit this green dragon to set off that cascade of blues right next to it. Let's match these 3 reds, see if I can get lucky with a blue to come up and we get a blue diamond maybe, and we did get it. All right, I know that sounds crazy when I predict tiles like that, but we actually had a 20% chance for that to happen and a 40% chance to be able to either get that or a blue underneath, which would have allowed me to match the blue diamond the next turn. Either way, I will certainly take it. Let's use Thalassa first, and then I'm going to use Sable, and then we're going to use Hogni on the 3 on the left. See if we can kill off Astrid right now. Not quite, but the Molten Core, or Ice Core, Frost Core, whatever the hell it's called, we'll kill her the next turn. Let's match these 4 purples up the middle. That's going to give me Sartana and Medea as well. And the Shifting Miles attack went over to Fungustine. That actually worked out perfect. Okay, now let's see what we can do about Medea over here. Let's use my own Medea. And then let's use Sartana on Medea. And then let's ghost these 3 yellow tiles, or rather 3 purple tiles over on the left. Shifting Mouse attack went back over to Lee Q. That's awesome. Now, I'm going to use Medea over here on the right. That's going to kill Fungustine and give Medea a Mega Minion, but that's okay. We should be able to kill off Medea in the next turn or 2. Nice cascading. And some more cascading. And some more. Alright, let's kill off Medea. With Medea, she's going to revive. Alright, let's hit this blue diamond. Actually, I don't need to hit the blue diamond. Let's just match these blue tiles. And Medea is dead from the poison damage. All right, I will take it. We are 4 for 5 now. With my last flag, we're going to play the Fiend and Minion game here. I've got 3 Fiend Givers with Iga, Shadowfang, and Zhuge Liang. I've got a couple Minion Summoners with Diachan and Zhuge Liang. They do have Grover, who will give a Mega Fiend to override the Minions, but I've got a strong healer with Cleopatra, and then also Diachan as a secondary healer to get rid of that Mega Fiend as well. I'm going to start off with the 3 purples on the left horizontally, setting off that cascade of blues. No purples or yellow tiles at all. That came up. That's awesome. Let's match these 3 blues up against Gongoth to set off the cascade of greens. Yeah. Nice cascading. I like it. Now, Hrothgar's about to go off. Let's match these 4 yellows on the top here, I think. I don't think that's going to set off Hrothgar with the 2 yellows. And there should not be any crazy cascades underneath, I don't think. Perfect, okay. We've got Iga. I actually want to get rid of Hrothgar first. Especially where his damage or health is already decreased quite a bit. Now, let's match these 3 greens up against him, setting off that cascade of reds. Give me some more stuff, please. Okay. Mana is going to get reduced by everybody. That's okay. If I can get Cleopatra to go off over the next couple turns, which I think we can, then we can heal and cleanse and make it so that I don't get any ailments. Gongoth is also going to be going off right now, though. I'm going to match the 3 yellows horizontally on the left over here. I don't want to set any crazy cascades to set off Hrothgar, because that Fiend is actually going to kill him at the end of next turn anyway. Don't kill Eagle, please. Thank you. Okay, let's heal with Cleopatra. That was close. Let's use Zhuge Liang first, and then I'm going to use Iga on Gongoth. Let's now match these 3 yellows. That's going to give me Iga back again. No, he has a negative mana ailment. That's unfortunate. Alright, nice tile damage, and we did end up getting Iga. Perfect. Counterattack, very nice. Let's put the Fiend on Grovert. And then I'm going to match these 3 purples on the bottom. That's going to give me Diachan. And it's going to set off Gongoth. Alright, let's use Cleopatra to heal first. And that actually got rid of the Mega Fiend from Zhuge Liang because of the regular heal that she has, which is 60%. And then she also has the passive where she gets 10% boosted health for everybody as well, I think it is. Yeah, boost health of all allies by 10%. And then between the combination of that, that's why the Mega Fiend got gone. Now let's use Diachan and Zhuge Liang for some more minions and fiends on everybody. And I am going to match the 3 purples up against Bramble. Bramble's going to go off right now anyway. Let's match these 3 reds horizontally, setting off that cascade of yellows. Then I can also match the purples next turn to get Shadowfang special. Let's put a Fiend on Grovert, and then I'm going to match these 3 purples, which will give me Shadowfang and Diachan specials. Let's use Shadowfang. I'm going to hold on to Diachan until after Salinus goes off. And Salinus is dead anyway, so I guess I can use Diachan now. It only gives 1 minion to Zhuge Liang because Shadowfang already has 3, and then I've got the Mega Fiend on Diachan, so I'm just going to hold on to it. Let's match these greens and blues up top over here. And Grovert should be dead in a moment. Let's now match these 3 blues. Nice cascade of yellows, and we're going to put that Fiend on Bramble, since he's the only one left. Let's ghost these 3 purple tiles here. We've got Zhuge Liang again as well. I don't need to use him, though, since Bramble already has 3 Fiends. And let's put a Fiend from Iga over here. And Bramble should be dead right now. Awesome. That cascade was enough to kill him. And we ended up going 5 for 6. Right now, we've got 51 points with 41 flags left. They've got 43-20 with 61 flags left. So we're up by 800 about, and they've got a 10 flag advantage, or 20 flag advantage actually. So this is going to be a close war for sure. Let me know how your attack boost war is going, and that is going to do it for today's video. I hope you did enjoy it or found it helpful, and if you did, hit that like button, make sure you're subbed to my channel, and I'll catch you guys next time.